Welcome to Mike's apartment, where we explore drinking, cuisine, and pretty much anything else we want to talk about. With me today is Tom. How's it going, Tom?
It's going good, Mike. Thanks for having me.
Definitely. Today we will be evaluating Blue Moon Belgium White. That'll be our alcohol of the day. Have you ever had this before, Tom, or any initial thoughts or anything
No.
else?
I've never really been a beer drinker. One of my older brothers introduced me to an actual Belgian ale called Chimay back in like the 2010s. Uh, uh, I remember I got a tattoo across my back, my ex-wife's name, whatever. Uh, and that night we went out uh, to a movie that had a theater that had a bar, and we snuck in. Well, we had like a whole bottle of Chimay before we left, and then I was having Long Island's there or whatever. But it was a. I don't remember much of the movie that we saw. I think it was 13 Assassins, but it's a ninja movie.
I can't imagine why
But
you don't remember.
I'm just glad I wasn't the driver.
Yeah, that can be.
I'm glad for everybody's sake.
Yeah, definitely. Well, all right. I'm gonna. So these are not twist off. You do need a bottle
Yes,
opener for these. So I'm gonna take
not a
an
twist off. I'm not
initial.
going to show you my hand because I discovered earlier that it's not a twist off. No,
Oh,
I'm kidding.
a
So,
little
how would we
mangled.
do this? So we're opening now, or
Yep. Let's open and let's
okay,
take an initial smell.
okay.
Well,
It's not strong at all. The
no, there's
smell.
no
It,
strong.
it, it that's kind of how I remember the ale Chimay. It
Well,
it wasn't very strong. Also, I was reading up on this. Uh, the alcohol content is 5.4%, except in Minnesota. If you buy, you can apparently buy it outside of liquor stores, in which case it's 3.2% alcohol.
well, if you want to be a
But
wuss about it. Well, the only thing I do
yeah,
notice, I do see the orange. It says Valencia orange peel,
oh
but I
yes,
am not smelling
yes.
orange. Not
That
really,
was something I
anyways.
read. Let me see if I can find the. Okay, so the grain bill for Blue Moon includes malted barley, white wheat, orange peel, coriander, and oats.
Hmm.
And it's usually served with a slice of orange, which its brewmasters claim accentuates the flavor of the brew.
All
Are you
right.
ready for a drink, Mike?
Yeah, let's
You
take
said
our.
you haven't had this before, right?
I have no. This one I've never had. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, me neither.
So all
Okay, all
right.
right, here we go.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah. Yeah. I can drink
Yeah, it's
this. It's interesting. It's
I think
creamy.
I I think a slice of the orange peel might actually be pretty good. It might be good with some cheese too, like a yellow or something. Maybe a white. I don't know. I'm not much of a cheese person, but
Yeah. I mean, it's. I don't taste a strong. I don't taste a.
well, they've got an orange on the label. I guess I didn't see that before, but there's an actual orange on the label on mine at least. I'm guessing it's the same on yours, Mike. But
Say that. Show me again. Where did you? Oh yeah,
there's
yeah,
an
yeah,
orange right
yeah,
there.
yeah. Yep, it has the orange peel. That's why I just noticed it says over here too, Valencia. Ooh, fancy Spanish oranges, right from
Yeah.
Valencia.
Oh, Valencia. Wow.
Well, with all
So
these
I guess it's
tariffs, I don't know what we're gonna do about
yeah.
getting more of these, but
Well, no, we don't have to worry about this, Mike. It's the Blue Moon Belgian White, which is actually just a Belgian style. It's I think this is a German word. It's like Witbier,
okay.
Witbier. I don't know. I don't speak German, but it's brewed by Molson Coors. under the name Blue Moon, and it was launched in 1995 and is brewed in Golden, Colorado.
Ah,
So, so I don't
it's
think us
domestic.
here in the U.S. worry about that. But also, I was reading that I was trying to, because I was like, Coors, is that like the Coors brewer,
Sure.
beer company, whatever? But I guess I looked it up, and Molson Coors Beverage Company is a Canadian American multinational multinational drink and brewing company headquartered in Chicago. They were formed in 2005 through the merger of Molson of Canada and Coors of the United States. So this
Hmm.
is a Coors product. Coors Molson.
Well,
I'm
I
not
like
familiar with
Coors,
Molson,
but
but I grew up in the 80s seeing Coors commercials, but you know, Coors Light, hey, is more flavor, more
you can
calories.
get
Was that right?
Coors
Coors Light?
Banquet.
I don't
Get
remember.
the full flavor of Coors Banquet. I'm just. I'll be honest with you. I'm having like images in my mind of you're talking about Colorado with like
Yeah,
the oranges, and I'm thinking the orange orchards on the aspens of Colorado and the Arctic. Of course, I'm sure that's a very wrong visualization, but I was just kind of thinking about that, and I was like, that'd be weird. That sounds like a little weird.
well, I mean, now that we're apparently looking at going to Mars and having a self there or whatever, with them having to grow stuff indoors, I guess we could maybe do that here too. In Aspen or Antarctica or up at the North Pole, where when we want to go up and visit Santa and deliver our letters.
Now, speaking of the North Pole, I recently watched AVP, Alien versus
Hmm,
Predator, an early 2000s, where they go to the
2001, I think.
yeah, yeah,
2001 or two. Well,
it was
it
something
was,
in like that,
yeah,
and
something like that. Yeah,
they had to go. All of a sudden, there was this heat bloom in the North Pole, and
yeah,
they had to go there, and they obviously that was where they had the big battle between the aliens and the predators. But
yeah. They showed the picture of the pyramid that they got from a satellite image, and then
yeah,
they showed a picture from the day before, and it wasn't there. Yeah, it's like that heat plume was that laser from the ship drilling the
yeah,
tunnel down there. It was
and the
there.
guy,
Yeah.
yeah, and the mining crew's like, "There's nothing that ever could have done this, Captain." And the guy's like, "Let's go down there and see what the hell we can." This seems like a good idea. And then they find the
It's
body.
funny.
They find the
Yeah.
body, and they're like, "Oh, it looks like it came from inside out of the chest and exploded." And they're like, "Oh, that's no big deal.
Yeah.
That's
One of the so I've seen I've seen a review from this group I watch on YouTube called Red Letter Media.
yeah,
They one of the shows that they do is a review show, and they or a commentary show. I mean, where they have commentary. And AVP was one of the movies they did, and they pointed out a few things like, they go into that village and there's that tunnel in the ice, but also directly in line with that is like holes in the buildings from the whaling village that
yeah."
had been there before. And they're like talking about all these things that are going on during the movie. They're like, why would that happen and all this? But I I still that movie, I think I still like it just because of the I liked seeing the aliens and the predators fighting. And I mean, whatever premise you put in place, I'm sure somebody would say, well, that's just stupid, whatever. But I
Well,
liked it well enough. It was good. I liked it.
in the early 2000s, when land parties were a thing. So basically,
Mm-hmm.
imagine like 20 some years ago, 25 years ago, the internet was not
Yes.
fast, right? So
Mm-hmm.
so myself and some friends, including, a lot of people we know, Jack, Mackay, it's not going to matter to our viewing audience, but we would do these
Some of
LAN
them I will.
parties, and we would play. There's a video game, but there were a few video games, Alien versus Predator, and I remember I always chose the super fastest. He was the weakest. He was a glass cannon. He was the super
Oh,
fastest alien, and he'd go zipping around like the whole map. I could climb over everything. I could kill something and immediately like just move on. Man, those were some good games. But you had all kinds of choices. You could choose. There actually even was a hybrid, a Pred alien that you could also play, or you could
yeah.
play one of
Oh,
the
I was
Marines.
introduced at the end. Yeah.
Yeah, you could play a Marine too if you wanted to, but
Mm.
they sucked, and I don't know.
So I never participated, I don't think, in any LAN parties, but I remember I when I first went to college, it was a community college, and they had just built a whole new addition to the old building or whatever, and in it, right next to like the cafeteria, where they had some of the best chicken enchiladas, by the way. Uh, there was a computer lab. It was basically like a whole room full of cubicles with like the low cubicle walls that were just taller than the monitor, and there were people that would do LAN parties there. I guess they had some kind of permission or something. I don't. I just remember people playing games there. Um, Back then, I also did some like we played Dungeons and Dragons,
Yep.
and back then we would kind of do like role playing games, but it wasn't necessarily like Dungeons and Dragons. It was just like a chat room, and people would just kind of say, "Hey, I do this and I do this and whatever," and stuff, whatever. We built a story out of it. Um, but and nowadays we still have that. We have like Microsoft Teams or whatever kind of chat that you might be using.
Or
Discord
Zoom, that which is not secure.
or Zoom. Yes,
uh,
I have a trans friend that was doing one of those kind of role playing games where it was like I do this, whatever, and then whoever the game master was interpreted it and put it all together. But
well,
but no, this is pretty good. I like it.
I just opened up my second one. Um, yeah, no, I mean, I like. So let's talk about it a little bit more in detail. What? So I'll say this: I'm not really getting orange vibes. I'm not getting that hint of orange. Not really. I mean,
It
maybe
might
it's
come out
there,
more
but
though if you had an orange peel, like if you poured it in a glass or whatever, and hit like a stein or whatever. Is that what they call those? Like a
yeah. And,
beer
and if you
stein or
went
whatever.
to, you were at a
Yeah,
bar,
yeah, and you put some
yeah,
like an orange thing in it, whatever, like a twisted
yeah.
whatever, and put it in there. I don't
Maybe
know.
then. I'm just saying, like by itself, though. I am not
Mhm.
getting orange vibes. But that said, I like the taste. I mean, it's not it's not bad. Um,
No,
I could drink this. I
I
mean, this
I
is
I I think one of the because back when I was had the Belgian ale, I'd also been trying different beers,
hmm
and I think part of me thinks that maybe one of the things that I didn't like about the beers, maybe the hops taste that because ale is brewed differently, right? It's
that
I don't
part
know what
I'm
I don't
not
remember.
sure about. I know what I know is
We can
this:
look it up, but
ales. There's ales and there's lagers, but lagers are always ales or so. There's some kind of thing about it. I am not the expert on the specifics of beer. I only know what I like, Tom. I only know when something tastes good to me. I'll tell you, and I'll try to tell you why. I may not have the most technical, background on it. And I'll say this: I like this is a beer I could definitely go, have a Friday night, get fucked up on. Cheers, whatever.
well, how many of these do you have to drink to get fucked up?
Well, I mean, if
That
they're
is
if they're
five,
five
like
percent,
5% or whatever.
yeah,
Yeah,
if they're like 5%, maybe quite a few of them. I don't know. May take a
yeah.
few to get you there. Now, um, before we jump into the so I was gonna say we could talk about our rating systems, but we're making this channel a little bit more conversational. And with today's new patch for Baldur's Gate 3, and the fact that Thom and I both have played and beaten Baldur's Gate 3, we are excited about,
Oh,
well, especially the subclasses. Is it patch 8? Is that the
yep, yeah, I think that's what they call it. Yeah,
Yep, and
patch
so
8.
for every single class, they've released a new subclass, which we're all excited to try. What do you
The Drunken Master.
Yeah, monk.
Cheers, Drunken Master.
Yeah, the monk. The
I can
monk gets
fight
the
now.
Yeah, the monk gets that, and yeah, all the other ones too. So what are your initial thoughts, Thom? What are you thinking about for your next run
Well,
of Baldur's Gate 3?
so I'm kind of so I'm in the I started another run, but I think I might just quit that because of the new patch. I'm excited about being able to play with my kids because they play on the PC.
Ah,
Um,
as do
the
I.
only problem, the only problem for me is I'm on a PS5, and my kids were telling me today that, oh, you need PS Plus to play multiplayer that way, or to play multiplayer at all. And so I was like, oh crap. So now I gotta, because like I'm pretty tight financially with some of that stuff. So I'm like, okay, I guess I might need to look at some of my subscriptions and see if there's anything I can just cut out
Sure.
uh, and cancel. Maybe I'll cancel my internet. And no, I'm kidding. I need that for the game.
That that seems like a good
But
idea, Tom. It
I'll just
might
use a
making this
hotspot.
this show might be hard to make without the internet.
Yeah,
Might be a
I
little
don't think
difficult.
it's like not having the internet is kind of like leaving your house without your cell phone. It's like you're like, oh no, what if something happens? Or I don't know. Yeah, I remember a time driving home, running out of gas, and I didn't even have a phone.
Uh,
But fortunately, the first set of headlights coming behind me on the freeway or highway, I mean, it was a cop, and my mom was actually the mayor of the town that I lived in, like 5 minutes
oh,
away. That's where I was going, of course. And he knew her. He was like he was on the police force. Or no, his brother was like one of the like captains or whatever. I don't know, one of the rank like sheriff or what. I don't know. But anyways,
sure.
but back to Baldur's Gate 3. No, I'm pumped. I want to I want to double check some of the other subclasses, but I'm definitely going to get to that Drunken Master because I remember was it Jackie Chan did the Drunken Master movie, right? And then I played in one of your games, I think it
Yeah,
was. Yeah, you actually put them together for me.
we played
Back
a
in,
Strahd. Yeah, we played Strahd's
yeah,
game. Yeah, and yeah, you were a monk, drunken master. Yeah, that's a great game.
yeah,
Um, in
yes.
this game though, so let's kind of think about it a little bit here. So we've both beaten Baldur's Gate 3. We have another friend named Makai. He'd probably want in on that too. It looks like they've done a few things. Honestly, I'm not sure. So my first run through BG3, I did a bard, basically a bard run. Um, and I played God, whatever I don't even remember the bard that gets the extra spells. Not
Oh,
not the sword one, but the one, not the valor one, the one who knowledge. I don't know. You get extra spells. I took fireball and like something else. Um,
mm,
so I went with that guy. And because I was a bard and had my high charisma and all my skills at talking to people and whatever else, I mean I basically was able to sleep with and have romantic relationships with everyone in the game. I mean I mean, Asterion, Shadowheart, uh, what was her name? Karlak,
The
Will.
Illithid.
Will, yeah. Yeah, the Illithid. I actually became half Illithid. And I had tentacle. Yeah, that was the one thing. Like Makai was like, I sent him the picture, and Makai was like, I never got to do that, and I'm like, yeah, I know. Tentacle porn is like your thing, and you didn't get to do it. So, so yes,
Excuse me.
tentacle porn
Oh
is
man,
definitely
sorry.
very much so alive and well in Baldur's Gate 3. If you want to seek that out, it's just
Yeah, no.
it's so silly. Yeah, I mean,
I have to say, I feel a little guilty here, Mike. You say that we both beat Baldur's Gate, and here I am thinking, technically, yes, I beat it, but I did it by blowing up one of my characters
oh.
because I was like fed up because it was like my seventh try. I don't know how many times I tried that last battle, and I was losing again, and I was like, well, screw it. I'm gonna just blow up my wizard, and then they had like ceremonies and statues of us built or whatever and all that crap. And
So
so
you
saying that I beat it, I feel like
wait a
blew up one of
second.
my guys and we killed
You
the
don't
mask.
mean
Us.
you don't mean an act two though, where Gale. You don't mean that because you can. There
No,
is a way to
I mean that.
win with Gale, which is where you just let him explode
Yeah.
on the three, and but it's like the most. It's the worst ending because you don't get it. Is that what you mean, or no?
So I no, we were fighting the
The
elder
Gale
brain.
win.
Yeah, we were fighting the elder brain, and but I
Okay.
think it's after X number of rounds, then they start getting reinforcements,
Yeah.
and I just wasn't getting anywhere. Funny story, Asher, my oldest son, watched a video on YouTube of a person who did the game without any fighting. He like just ran through without doing the fights. And when he, or I think that's what he, I think that's how he explained it. And then when he got to the Elder Brain, he sent one of his guys in invisible, carrying I don't know how many of the fire wine
Uh.
barrels, but he lined and stacked a whole bunch of fire wine barrels around the Elder Brain while invisible. And then he blew them up, killed the Elder Brain, no combat, and won the game. I'm like, holy crap! How is he carrying around that many fire wine barrels? Because if you remember when there's that point in was at the end of Act Two or whatever, where it says where you go from the you ride the boat and you go into like the upper city of Baldur's Gate
Yep.
while it's under siege or whatever, and it says if you continue, you can't go back to your camp.
Hmm.
So that means from that point on, he and his party, he might have distributed his the loadout,
Sure.
but I would imagine however many fire wine barrels would take to kill the elder brain, they must have all been encumbered. I
I
don't know.
I
I don't
guess.
know.
Yeah, that's one way to do it, I guess. I did not do that way. Um I did the more conventional win. I will say too, one thing I loved about that game, you know, was the ending because it gives you like they in the game you have a few months where you travel around and do things,
Mm,
and in my game I had romanced Shadowheart and I had brought her from Shar to is it Saloon the other goddess,
yeah,
so
yeah,
converted her over to that, and like it was nice. Like like you went to the camp that final time you went to the camp and you really just had like that heartfelt moment that I think a lot of role playing games today they lack. They don't have that cathartic like moment where you're just like, hey, this is everything worked out. Everything's a-okay. All right, well, enough about Baldur's Gate 3 for the moment, anyways. It is now time. It is now time for the testing. We do 0 through 5. 5, the most ambrosia of beers or drinks or whatever. 0, after the show, we're going to go to the bathroom and puke it out. If we have to do both, we have a problem. But so, anyways, Tom, where do you rate? I'm sorry, excuse me. Where do you rate Blue Moon Belgium White? Where are we at, Tom?
Well, I would say so. I don't know if you can see very well, but I drank more of this. Of course, we've run a little bit longer, but I drank more of this than I did of the Cheng Tao beer, which
Sure.
I still have in my fridge from when we did that on our first video. But I also I would prefer to give out whole numbers, but I gave Cheng Tao a 3 because I thought it wasn't something. If I went over to somebody's house and they want, so look, you want something to drink? You here, this they have Tsingtao in the fridge. Sure, I'll drink it. Whatever, it's fine. But I think I can't quite give it a 4, and I gave Tsingtao a 3. So I think I will go say 3.5 because I think this is easier for me to drink than Tsingtao was.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna say just 3. Um,
Okay.
I I like it. It's drinkable. I could definitely, spend a night drinking this and I would be well satisfied. That said, it does not stick out to me in any real way. Its flavor is muted, sort of. It's like a, it's not like
Yeah.
a strong like with the Qingdao, it had a strong flavor. Like the flavor was there. There was something there. This
Mm,
is muted. It feels and it tastes just
mm,
it's okay, but it's not. I mean, I'm not gonna write home to mom about this. I mean,
mm.
I mean, this is it's all right. I mean, I can definitely drink it, and that's the thing. It is a smooth, drinking beer, and as you said, I wouldn't know the technical differences, but like you said, it's ale like. It's not an ale, and maybe that
Mhm.
makes a difference. Maybe we need to try a real Belgium ale at some point,
Yeah.
since this is not it.
Well,
But I'm just gonna say maybe
so
yeah, like a 3. It's okay. I mean, it's above average. I mean, like, it's
mm,
not bad. It's
mm,
definitely it's far from tasting terrible. It's just not. I just wouldn't say it's that great either. It's just it's eh, meh meh
yeah. You
meh.
know, I you know the Qingtao beer. I don't remember what it tastes like, so it's a little forgettable for me, and I think that might just be because, excuse me, man, this has made me a little gassy
I'm gonna.
again, Mike.
Oh,
Excuse me. Sorry about that. So, anyways, but no, I've never had anything that like the Qingtao beer, so I think that might be why I don't remember what it tastes like. I'd have to have it again. But this the while we found out it's not actual Belgian ale, it's Belgian like or whatever they called it, a Belgian style. It actually says it on the bottle here, Belgian style. Uh, it does remind me of that ale I had, that Chimay, which was actually a Belgian ale. So this is more memorable. I also I you mentioned the muted taste. I think that might be one of the things I kind of liked about it compared to
really?
be like lagers, I think
I wish
maybe.
I wish it would stick out more. I wish that it would be. It just it just tastes like another beer. It it's just. I,
And you're 2 bottles in, Mike,
I'm actually
already.
three. I just started on number three.
What?
Yeah, this is my third one
I'm
right
on
here.
my first. I'm on my first. I'm
Well,
just glad it's still kind of cold.
well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, no.
I can't drink a warm beer or ale.
Well, these are no. Mine have been chilled. I mean, mine have been
Yeah.
refrigerated
Oh.
for like 24 hours at least. But excuse
Yeah.
me.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, I was gonna ask. Because we didn't get a chance to on the last time. Um, if you're still doing shout outs, Tom, Jake may or may not have been able to hear your last
Oh.
shout out. He that
Oh
may have
well.
been missed, unfortunately.
When I watched the video, I think my audio had dropped, which it's weird that we've been having all these audio
Yeah,
problems.
we've been having some
But
issues.
but you could I could still hear myself. I just had to have the I didn't even have to change the volume. But
Sure.
no, Jake, Jake, shout out to you, bro. I appreciate your going through like all my videos. Mike said you went through all of my videos
He did.
and you liked them all, and you subscribed to my channel, and I'm really glad you like my music and all that stuff, and I appreciate you, bro. So thank you. Cheers to Jake.
Here's to him
All right.
drinking in about 11 years. Here's to him
Well,
becoming an alcoholic in 11 years.
yeah.
Just
In
kidding.
11 years, he can be another co-host on the show.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
When we're monetized.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see what happens to us.
If it takes 11 years, I mean, whatever. If we get there, we get there.
We get there. We get there.
But
All right. So, yeah. Unless do you have any closing thoughts, comments, anything?
no, no, this was an enjoyable beverage that I don't normally like beer, beer, ale, whatever. I don't normally drink this kind of stuff, so this was an enjoyable experience.
All right. Well, yep. As we mentioned too, in other shows, we are open to suggestions. If you want to see us drink something, you want to see us try something, you want to see us do something, we are here to entertain you. Are you not entertained? Is that not why you are here? We're here to entertain you. So, yeah, send us ideas and subscribe,
Yes,
like, do that thing. I will also, as always, I will have Tom's channel in the description. So,
thank you,
um,
Mike.
yeah, of course, of course. So, any other parting words, Tom? Or
No, I got to drop here pretty quick because my earbuds are starting to die. I guess they
all
just
right,
notified me.
perfect timing then.
So good timing. Yes. All right. Thank you,
All right,
everybody, and hit the reminder so when Mike's videos come out, you can remember to watch them.
please do. All right. Well, everyone, have a good and safe night.
Good night.